Well, this month we celebrate National Family Meal Month, and we know that family meals are important, but we all have those crazy, hectic schedules, so those meals can be difficult, right? On today's Food City Friday, registered dietitian Kirby Moir shows us how to make those meals quick, easy, and delicious. Always fun to have you.
I'm excited to be here on a Friday.
A Friday, yes.
It's Friday.
It's always a Friday. We like to welcome everybody, but talking about mealtime, and I always think it's so important because that's like the one time we can gather around the table. It's the meal part that gets to me.
It is, yeah. I think we want to spend more time together, but what to cook and prepare, keeping your family interested in new flavors. And then I think we talk a lot about the health factors. People are like, I want something quick, and then am I then catering where I might not be getting that nutrition punch in. So we want to give some tips for that today.
And you're all about the meat, the beef today.
Yes, beef, because we talk a lot about beef, and as dietitians, maybe we hear, oh, we want leaner meats, we want to be focusing on fish and seafood, but beef has its place on the plate. I tend to find what happens is what we pair with beef that can maybe then flip the nutrition side a little bit, not as nutritious for us.
Okay.
So beef is rich in iron, zinc, and B vitamins. And the thing about it is going to have some saturated fat. So we want to be mindful of not adding additional fat maybe with our cooking and trying to get more fiber in to kind of balance that plate.
Okay, so what does that look like when we're talking about fiber and
yes.
size? When you got that smile,
exactly.
you have that look.
You know, I love it. Well, we always joke I'm going to bring up beans here every single time. But in terms of that family meal execution, a one-pot meal, we're making a Moroccan beef stew. Ooh. And that means we're going to be adding in a little bit of chickpeas. We're going to be adding in some canned tomatoes. And then I like to actually serve it over kale. So those are going to be our three, half of our plate going to vegetables. That's how we're going to balance that a little. And also featuring butternut squash for those, we're moving into those fall months.
Which I do like. And you're so funny because you've got that look like you're trying to sell me, but I'm in, I promise.
Good.
Yeah, I think chickpeas add a lot of flavor, and I love the texture when you're working with them.
Yes, and you could do this in a crock pot, but all you're going to do is saute. I use a Certified Angus Beef. The reason I'm going to do that, those are grass finish cuts. That's telling you about the quality of that meat. So that's always a great choice to start with. Once you sear that down, you're just going to add in some onion to saute. A little bit of seasoning goes in. Then you're going to throw in your tomatoes, your chickpeas, and then adding back in your beef and your butternut squash to let that all simmer. Then you're done.
And it's all in one pot?
All in one pot. You can actually add the kale in, but I like to actually keep that on the side and serve the hot stew over top of it so it will wilt down. You can always mix it in, but you can kind of get a little bit of bitter taste if you serve that for leftovers the next day.
And we know something like a kale is your big power food, so you're packing that punch.
Exactly. And again, we're not really adding any additional fat with this meal. We're balancing out any of that we might be getting from the beef, but this is rich in iron. This is more than 50% of your daily iron in one single serving, which is fantastic because we're not getting enough of that in typically. And then it's about 10 grams of fiber. And I love for kids, if you're a big pot roast family, this is just a different take on kind of something you might be doing all the time.
I was going to say, it kind of looks like that.
It does.
You know, it's got that similar texture, and you've got the kind of that, all the different vegetables combined there. And I love these shortcuts with the squash.
Absolutely. And this is what butternut squash looks like in the store. I know sometimes that can be an unfamiliar choice. It's a beautiful kind of winter gourd. And then we see that this is already peeled and chopped. That's kind of what takes us a little bit of time. So if you're looking for a one-pot meal solution filled with nutrition, saving you time, this is it.
I love it. Good stuff. She's got more recipes coming up here a little later on in our show. Hey, don't forget too, you can help out schools in the region through the Food City School Bucks Challenge. Go to foodcity.com/schoolbucks. Link your value card to the school that you wish to support. You'll earn 1 point for the school for each dollar spent at Food City, and that will determine how much each school will receive. Food City has pledged to donate $700,000 through the program this year alone, so don't forget to link those value cards.